Hola a todos, bienvenidos. Hello everyone, welcome. Espero que están bien. Hope that you all are fine. Today I am going to teach you all the time in Spanish. ¿Qué hora es? ¿Qué hora es? That means what time is it? So before starting, please remember that to express time in Spanish, sense of telling time, Spanish uses la hora. This particular word, hora, and this is feminine word, la hora. So, please understand this clock chart. First of all, I am going to tell you how we can say o'clock. Before starting, please remember that when we talk about time in Spanish, we use ser verb for tiempo or time. So, when we talk about one, that's going to be little special since one is singular. So when we want to talk about 1 o'clock, then we have to use es la because one is a singular. Es la una. Rest others we have to use son las. Like son las dos, son las tres, son las cuatro y en punto. Like this, you have to tell the o'clock. Now, please understand this part. Understand this part. From the clock until half. So, now we will be focusing on this part first. When we talk about anything from a clock, it is little bit an addition problem, like solving an addition problem. Like if I want to say 105, then how we can say? Then we'll be saying es la una y cinco. Es la una y cinco. That means when we talk about an hour with minutes, then we have to add on this y cinco, y diez, y cuarto. Now here, as 15, we know the number is 15. But when we talk about the time, clock time, then we can use the word cuarto. That means quarter, cuatro. So if I want to say 2:15, then in Spanish I will say like this: son las dos y cuarto. Son las dos y cuarto. Like this, till half we have to add with e plus minutes. E means and plus minutes. Now coming to a half. If I say this one 9:30 or 9:30, then we have to use this word media, y media. So son las 9:30. Half in Spanish is media. So I hope this part you people understood well. Now coming to the other half. Please remember that when we are doing this other half, it is kind of a subtraction problem. It is kind of a problem solving in the subtraction way. So how we can do it? Now this part, when we talk about this part, hour with minutes, then we have to use this one, menos in Spanish, which is minus. Menos 25, menos 20, menos cuarto, menos 10. Like this we have to add on. Now how we can say, if I want to say 250 in Spanish, then we have to refer to the next hour first. 2:50, that means close to 3. Then we have to refer to the next hour, 3. So 3 minus 10. 3 minus 10. Then the time will be son las 3 menos 10. Son las 3 menos 10. But remember that few countries, they use the usual way like 2:50. They can also say like this, son las 2:50. Son las 2:50. So both the ways you can say either son las 2:50 or son las 3 menos 10. So this thing you need to remember. There is another way to say this time as well that I am telling you little bit later. So first understand all this en punto or exactamente y cinco y diez, this part with kind of a addition problem solving, and this part is kind of a subtraction problem solving. So all this useful vocabulary please remember. Half past is y media, quarter is cuarto, sharp exactamente en punto, and yes, one more is there, approximately, a eso de or más o menos. Now how we can use it, I am telling you a little bit later. Now coming to the next page, it is same like I am just explaining that in order to tell time, Spanish always uses the third person singular or plural of ser verbo. It is son las for the plural numbers and it is es la for the singular number 1. Okay, now all the numbers in o'clock: es la una, son las dos, son las tres, son las cuarto, son las cinco, son las seis, like this, son las 12. Now coming to the next portion, as I already told you all that to indicate the exact hour or sharp, Spanish uses exactamente or en punto. How we can use it? Exactamente son las 7, it's exactly 7 o'clock. Son las 5 en punto, it's 5 o'clock sharp. Second one, to indicate an approximate time, Spanish uses a eso de plus the hour, or you can say the hour plus más o menos. That means if I want to say it's about 1 o'clock, I will say es a eso de la una, or we can say if I want to say it's 1 o'clock more or less, es la una más o menos. So this formulas please remember. To express a time after the hour, state the hour plus e plus the number of minutes. This adds the minutes to the hour. Like if I want to say it is 1:05, then es la una y cinco. It is easy, already explained to you. Now, when it is a quarter after the hour, Spanish uses cuarto or quince. So better to use cuarto, quarter. Son las 3:15. It is 3:15. Now the next part. It is when it is half past the hour, Spanish uses 30 or media. Better to use media because media means half. Son las 9:30. It is 9:30. Son las 8:30. It is 8:30. To express a time before the hour, state the hour plus menos plus the number of minutes. This subtracts the minutes from the hour. Like it is 10:55. In Spanish, son las 11:05. Now, the other way around, how we can tell this part. An alternate way to express time before the hour, it is state the number of minutes first. Please remember, number of minutes first plus para. This preposition we have to use para plus the hour. Like if I want to say 5 to 3 or 5 minutes to 3 o'clock, then we have to say 5 para las 3. 5 para las 3. Another example, 25 minutes to 2 o'clock, 25 para las 8. 25 para las 8. Like this also you can tell the time in Spanish. Now, I hope you all understood how we can say the time. Now, few vocabulary we need to remember when we talk about the time. That is in Spanish. Please remember that in English how we going to use that in the morning, in the afternoon. So if I do the direct translation, it comes en la mañana, but please do not use this. Is the wrong way to say the time in Spanish. We have to use de, which is English meaning is of. So it will be always de la mañana, de la tarde, de la noche, de la madrugada. And de el mediodía, that is noon. So without telling the time, if you say es el mediodía, then everybody will understand the time. That means noon. Same way, la medianoche, midnight. All the few examples are there. You can check it out. Now, some more things we need to understand when we talk about time in Spanish. Like it is very confusing because the morning is also mañana, tomorrow is also mañana. But remember that when we talk about the morning, then we have to put the definite article la mañana. But tomorrow it is only mañana. So when we say hasta la mañana, that means see you in the morning. And when we say hasta mañana, that means see you tomorrow. Okay. Now, one more thing here you need to understand, because when we talk about time, sometimes we say de la mañana, sometimes we say por la mañana. De la mañana use when talk about specific clock time. When we talk about specific time, then we use de la mañana. It is 6 o'clock in the morning. Son las 6 de la mañana. But here, please remember, por la mañana we use when we talk about any particular part of our day, time, but we are not specifying the time. That time we use por la mañana. I run in the morning. Here I am not specifying any particular time. So yo corro or corro por la mañana. Not specifying any time. Then we use por. Okay. Now, one more thing. It is that here, please remember that when we talk about any time, if somebody is asking you que hora es, we say like usually it is 2 o'clock, it is 3 o'clock. Then that time we use es la una or son las 2:03. But when we talk about any particular event, we always use at in English, right? We use at 8 o'clock. When is the event? At 7 o'clock. And for that, when we talk about at in it, then we have to use a, this preposition for the time in Spanish. A la una or a las 2, a las 3, a las 4. Okay, and the last one it is kind of a formula. Please remember the same thing, just to remember that you can using this formula. When we are talking about action, when we talking about in action, then we use action plus por. Like Maria canta por la noche, Maria sings at night. But other way, when we talk about action but with specific time, then we use de. Like Manuel estudia a las 3 de la tarde. So here is the difference. When it is a specific time, use they, this preposition, and when we do not use in specific time, then we use por, this preposition. So I hope you all understand well, and please see the video 2-3 times so that you can get a better idea. So for a better idea, please go through twice, thrice, and I hope you all will understand the timing in Spanish well. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias. Cuídate. Take care.